welcome back. Episode 3 of Season 3. Chris, how you doing?
Oh, the triple threes. Pretty good.
Wait, double threes.
Or double threes.
Double threes.
Dang, that's the second episode in a row that I messed that up.
That's okay. That's okay.
My bad. I'm pretty great.
The heat's getting to you. The heat. It's the heat.
Yeah.
It's the heat out there.
I just run hot these days.
Yeah, the heat's getting to you.
I'm good. How are you, David?
Good. Still recovering. Long weekend. Hot weekend. Come back here. Even hotter.
You still recovering?
No, but I'm saying it's even hotter here, which is more miserable.
Highlight of the weekend. Of the trip weekend.
Wow, highlight of the weekend. That's
Yeah.
tough. I would probably just say chilling in the pool, hanging out with the fellas.
Okay.
Nothing too major. I mean, it was all fun. I mean, it was hot.
Yeah.
It was warm.
The back nine of golf was quite warm.
Yeah, it was a grind. We were at my bachelor party in Arizona. For
If you're
people
just
that
joining.
just joining. So yeah, it was hot, but nowhere else I'd rather be, I guess.
And now we're back.
Now we're back.
All right, what's the Minnesota Minute looking like?
Minnesota Minute Twins currently 65-60, first place in the Central by 6 games. They're playing the Brewers currently just on a two-game stand, and then they play the Rangers for 4. Minnesota Wind Chill did not play last weekend like we talked about. They play Salt Lake in the Final Four this weekend at TCO Stadium.
Yeah.
Minnesota Gopher football, that's new to the Minnesota Minute. They open up against Nebraska next Thursday at home. And then the Loons win 2-0 over NYC. They play Seattle coming up this Sunday.
Okay.
Football's around the corner.
Hey, shout out to the Wind Chill, man.
Yeah, damn. 11-2.
Go get a championship this weekend.
Might as well. They play Salt Lake. So I think it's Salt Lake, New York.
They play Salt Lake. They don't play New York.
No, it says they play Salt Lake. There's like 4 teams, so I don't know if it's
It's 4.
Is it double elimination or is it just straight up?
Semis.
At home field.
I know.
Well, technically not home field because they're at TCO. Usually they play at Seafoam.
Do you think that messes with our home field advantage?
No, because I still think we'll have more people. I mean, we should still have a home field advantage, I think, right?
Well, yeah.
But
I guess in terms of fans, but not technically in terms of the field.
Right. But wouldn't you think we would be practicing there?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I actually guess I don't know over the Vikes. Yeah, you kind of got to...
The Vikings are there.
Oh, which one's more important?
But they don't practice in the stadium.
Is it inside? Or is it outdoor?
No, it's got to be outdoor.
Okay.
You can't mess with the mojo that much.
Yeah, that would change things up. But, yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
Best of luck to them.
Love it.
Should be exciting.
Round table it is now.
Yeah. Do you want to start it up or do you want me to start it up?
You can start it up.
All right, so college football news quickly. Jim Harbaugh, Michigan self-imposed the 3-game ban. It was supposed to be 4 violations of recruiting during COVID. Then all of a sudden, the NCAA came back and said, nope, we're not doing that. And now Michigan's being good people, quote unquote, and reinstating a self-imposed ban. Do you want to know the craziest thing?
I do want to know it.
He can practice and coach the team during the week. He just can't coach on a Saturday.
Right.
What's the point? Just let them make it. Who cares? You guys are playing. I mean, let me read their schedule. East Carolina, UNLV, Bowling Green.
Yeah.
Sorry. Doesn't. I mean, that's so stupid.
Wasn't it originally 4 games?
It was, and then the NCAA came back. Yeah,
because he was gonna miss Rutgers.
The
it's
whole
like,
no,
darn it, he's gonna miss Rutgers too.
Yeah, they could. Well, and I think that was more so like they just did it because it was like Big Ten. They were like, we can't start on that foot. It doesn't matter who they were playing. It's more just Big Ten. But also those teams trash.
So do you think self-imposed bans are dumb?
I think they're dumb in the sense of like this is just to put on a show. I mean, I guarantee if their first game was like Texas, he ain't getting a self-ban. No chance he's getting. Or we'll ban him game 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Not game 1.
He's actually gonna coach game 1, and then we'll keep him out for an extra game. We'll go for that.
Yeah, I think they're stupid. I mean, if you could practice with the team, I mean, coaching comes Saturday. Like, I don't think that's that big a deal. I mean, I don't think, at least. I guess we'll wait and see.
No, I mean, it seems pretty light. I also kind of think the infractions were also kind of light.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I don't know the extent of all these things. It was like during their dead period or something.
Yeah, which I mean,
I know it's a lot more.
Not supposed to happen, but
definitely happens a lot more than I think people think.
Oh, for sure.
That's 2 for 2. There you go. So yeah, then what do you think? Self-imposed bans are just a joke?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna get somebody in trouble or somebody's gonna be in trouble, then there should be the same people putting the suspensions on people.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
like
Right.
each school is gonna choose, in a sense, what's gonna benefit them.
Yeah. Right.
You know, like obviously Michigan is not going to have him be suspended for a game that is big, right? Or if Penn State had a ban, or if LSU,
Florida State.
Yeah, if they're playing Florida State first game, they're probably gonna push to not have a suspension. And
I would also say I think that also probably proves the point of like the self-imposed. Like if it's, I mean, I could even see the NCAA coming back too, like for that LSU Florida State game. Like they want the best of the best. They don't want some excuse because then it's like, oh, LSU coach wasn't there. Oh, that game's not as important. It's like no, they still beat them. So that's all I got for NCAA football.
All right, NFL, I can go.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you have one?
No, I do not.
Okay, NFL roundtable. I think it's very interesting. So Miles Jack, he's a player in the NFL, linebacker, and he wasn't on a team as of coming into August. August 1st, he got a call from the Eagles, was planning on going to trade school and becoming an electrician. That was his plan.
Interesting.
The Eagles called him up and were like, hey, we want you to come to training camp. So he literally went to training camp, didn't have like anything in terms of like stuff with him. Like I saw a video, he had to go to the store and get like
equipment,
t-shirts and stuff to wear.
Yeah.
Like underneath his pads and stuff. And so that happened August 1st. It's today, recording, August 22nd, and he's informed them that he's retiring.
Was he going to go to trade school?
Wasn't feeling it. I mean, you got to expect that.
Yeah. I mean, he was supposed to be pretty good for Jacksonville.
Oh, for sure.
He was coming out.
He apparently, right when he started, he was getting first team reps, but hasn't really done much, so he's kind of slowly trickled down the depth chart.
Yeah.
And so
he's probably not in it. I mean, he probably was like, I'll give it a shot.
I guess he's friends with Buda Baker.
Okay.
The Cardinals. And so he was like, yeah, I'm not on a team. I'm probably not going to play this year. Like, we'll see if I fully retire or whatnot, but I'm not planning on it. So I'm going to just go this other route. Mm-hmm. And Buda was like, nah, you got to work out with me. So he worked out with Buda Baker, who
is a pretty renowned,
pretty good
all-star player. Yeah.
Yep. And so it was kind of like, well, he's decently in shape.
Yeah.
But
that's crazy.
No more. He's done.
That's crazy. Well,
didn't want to do it.
His health will be better.
Yeah.
So that is crazy.
That's right.
Let's see what happens.
We're good.
The Eagles will be fine. Their defense is unbelievable.
They're fine.
Anyway, so
they're fine. I don't think he went to Georgia either, did he?
No, UCLA.
All right.
I think he played with Eric Kendricks.
Well, they only can have Georgia guys on their defense.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah, that's true.
Let's do beer and seltzer.
Beer.
Oh yeah, just beer. Okay, so what was the last one called? Three Birds?
Three Birds.
We did Three Birds last 2 episodes. Different seltzers, different pack. Now we're going on to the beer for this episode and the next episode, and we're doing Surly, a local brewery.
So what we're doing, for those to recap, same pack of seltzers, just 2 flavors each time. Last episode, check it out.
The full variety pack.
Full variety pack. This one we're doing one brewery, basically along the whole scale from light to the dark, stuff like that. So.
Yep. Yeah, and we're gonna try and do the same categories for each brewery. Yep. Is it gonna be the exact same? Probably not. But it'll be a lighter beer, kind of like a medium, a IPA, and then if they got a darker one, then we'll do that. Otherwise, if they don't have one that's easily accessible or findable, or if they don't have one that's as popular, it'll be just the most popular beer that specific brewery has.
Yeah. What do we got?
That's the plan. Okay, so we're doing Surly. It's over by the University of Minnesota campus. First one, First Ave. It's called +1 Golden Ale.
Golden Ale. That's an interesting can for a golden ale. That I would think would be like their dark beer, right? Because a dark can, it's got the dark vibes.
Well, it's called First Ave Golden Ale.
Yeah, so we'll see.
That's the first one. Second one is called Logic Bomb. It's a juicy pale ale.
Okay.
So it's not a full IPA.
Okay.
But it's kind of like on that trajectory.
Yeah. Nice.
So that's the plan.
Cool.
And then
5.1% alcohol.
Yeah, so that one's 5.1. This one's 5.5.
It's a pint. That one's what, 12 ounces?
Yes.
So pint's what, 16?
Yes. That'd be great.
Wow, crispy. Are you supposed to get the foam? I guess I haven't poured it. Whoa, that might be a little. That's pretty bad. Or is that good? I forgot what you're talking
that
about.
might be a little much. Like, look at this little foam top.
A little FT.
That is nice.
A little FT.
This is not as good. Nice amount of foam. Not.
Yeah, there you go.
nice.
Right there. Look at that. That's pretty good.
Yes, that's about how much you want.
Yeah. Well, good thing we're doing that one second.
Yeah, I guess I'll take it.
Well, there's still some in here, but I don't want to pour it on top of that one. But,
thanks.
so this is the Logic Bomb.
Yeah. All right.
Juicy pale ale.
Logic Bomb. Pretty cool can.
Yeah, very cool can.
Yeah. We'll do. Should we say which ones we're doing next time?
Nope.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Okay. Logic Bomb.
It smells fruity.
Yep. Okay.
That's
First
actually
impression.
pretty good. I like it. That's pretty good. It is fruity.
Mm-hmm.
It's lighter.
It's supposed to be what it was marketed as is an easier, like not all the way IPA, but like
IPA.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's a pale ale, just not a IPA.
Got it.
PAs.
What's the I stand for? Ooh, so this is a JPA. A juicy pale ale.
Yep, that's it right there.
There it is.
The old JPA.
The old JPA, huh, folks?
Isn't it?
What do you think it is? India Pale Ale.
Yeah, that's.
No, you weren't.
That's
oh my god. So we got the JPA and the IPA. I don't know if there's any. Oh, it broke. No. I think it's pretty good. I think it's a lot smoother than most IPAs. It definitely has that I don't want to say bitterness because I don't think it's bitter, but it definitely tastes
bitter at all.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm. It just has that distinct taste where it's like, not just your classic.
Has a little citrus to it.
Yeah, a little citrus to it. What does this have on it? Is that an orange? No. It's just an orange can.
Yeah, I don't really know.
It's just a brain. It's a brain. It looks like the whole thing is a brain.
Because it's logic.
Yeah. All right.
We'll go with. Let me get one more little tasteroo.
Is on IPAs and stuff like, does the foam usually not go down?
You're talking to a fella that doesn't drink too many IPAs.
Yeah, I was just curious because I was like,
It's a fairly good question there, David.
yeah. Well,
All right, so first a question.
okay.
We're rating this as an overall scale or a IPA?
No,
Probably overall.
Yeah,
Because then
'Cause everyone
we'll
will
be
be
able
overall.
to compare the IPAs together.
Right. And then next episode, what we'll do is we'll compare. We'll say which ones we like the most versus in the pack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 6.2.
Okay.
I think it has a little bit that IPA flavory, but I do think the citrus kind of takes it over. So I don't think it's bad. I think it's very easy to drink, very smooth. So
Is it a good thing that the citrus takes over?
I think so. So if you're on my scale, I would say JPA greater than IPA.
Well, you don't know that yet.
from what I do know,
you don't know if it's.
I like this more than
an
their
IPA.
actual IPAs. Maybe it's just because the name's IPA and my mind goes like, eh. But
Yeah. Well, we'll find out.
yeah,
I'm giving it a 6.6. Pretty good, fairly easy to drink, and not too many flavors that are overpowering. It's just a good combination of some citrus.
yeah, solid.
Citrusy.
It's a solid start from a good
delight.
brewery. From a good brewery.
When was the last time you went to Sterling? Look at these bubbles.
Probably a year or
Kind
two.
of crazy. Look at
I
that.
don't know. It looks like a root beer float.
Yeah, it does.
It's like weird because when you tip it over, like the beer goes underneath the bubbles on that.
That's right.
So you're welcome for not getting those bubbles in your stomach.
Yeah, I've been over there.
Wait, what was the question?
When was the last time you've been to Surly?
Oh, probably a year and a half, 2 years. Not for a while.
I've been over there.
I think it was right after
and
COVID.
parked there for Gopher games,
Yeah,
but haven't been into the brewery.
yeah. I couldn't tell you the
I
last.
thought it was gonna close at one point.
Oh, after COVID?
Yeah.
Or during COVID? Maybe it did. I don't know. Those were weird times.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got.
I think it has really good pizza. I think people like the pizza.
I think so too. Well, it was always just a ginormous place, so it had a lot of space for people
To hang out and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, first Ave Golden Ale.
Yeah, this one tastes more just like your basic light beer, I think.
I feel like it's a light beer plus.
Yeah, it's like a light beer plus a little bit more to me. I think this is like your closest you're gonna get to a light beer.
It's a fancy light beer.
Yeah, it's got a sick can too. I think the can is cool. I think the can is nice. First Ave, pretty cool.
With the matte black.
Yeah, matte black. The can's pretty cool. Got the city on the back.
City on the back and the music.
Jesus, Martha, Chris. I told you there was some in there.
I didn't remember. I was gonna show the
can?
what are these called? Music.
Like the notes, like the
Not
chords.
a note.
Chords. Music chords. Right? I mean, you should tell me.
No, I don't think it's the music.
Yeah, that's like
chords.
do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Look at that, dude. It's like,
It's glossing.
yeah. What the heck? That's kind of crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's music chords, like music notes, music sheets, music.
It's the. I don't.
You could ask your mom.
Yeah. Oh, I easily could.
She would probably be like, "How do you not know this?"
Yeah, probably. But okay. Let me get a little taste here.
Yeah, mine's not on it anymore after that spillage. I think that's our first spill ever.
Probably not. I feel like I've probably spilled before.
I'll take partial credit because I couldn't put it all into one can because I messed up the pour, but that's okay. It's just a spill. All right, I'm gonna give this one a 6.8.
Okay.
So for me, this one's a lot better. Like I said, this one more tastes like your light beer. So this is for sure something I would get at the brewery. Comparatively to the other one, this one I feel like I could have 2 or 3, maybe 4. The first one's probably like a 1, maybe 2. So that's where my scale's coming from.
Okay. I'm giving it a 7.5.
7.5.
Yep. Higher than the last one. I think it's also easy to drink, so that remains the same as last time. I think if it was slightly less dry, I get like a dryness at the end of drinking it.
Okay.
If it was a little less dry, then I think it could be even higher. I don't know if you get that too.
Yeah, it's a little dry. I mean, like I said, this is really what I just consider like your average light beer with a little bit more fanciness to it, so it's a little bit better, but I think it's solid. I think it's a solid light beer.
Just your run-of-the-mill golden ale.
Yep.
It's a light beer plus.
Yeah.
Just
Surly.
a tad bit higher.
There you go.
Okay, cool. Good job, team. All right. 6-2 for the Logic Bomb. 6-6 for me.
Mm-hmm.
On the Logic Bomb, 6-8 for Dave, and 7-5 for me on First Ave Golden Ale.
Pretty good start. Pretty good start.
Pretty good start is right.
Pretty good start.
Okay, so NCAA football today.
Yep.
We got preseason All American teams came out.
Preseason they did.
And I want to get your thoughts here.
Yeah.
So we got first team, second team, and third team, I believe.
Yeah. I think so. First team, the big name, Caleb Williams, obviously preseason All American, obviously potential number 1 draft pick, USC quarterback.
Do you think it's potential?
Well, I think you still have to show out in whatever happens, but I think it would be very unlikely if he doesn't.
Isn't the
number one pick just because he has all the tools. I mean, he was NFL caliber. Teams were already talking about him last year.
Correct.
I think what's interesting is you have Georgia that has 4 players on the first team, and then you have Ohio State that has 3. So obviously those 2 teams came back and reloaded just as well this year.
Yeah, and there's 5 teams with 2.
5 teams with
2. We're talking first team.
First team?
First team only. Yep.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Guess what those are? Who those are?
I'm going to guess Alabama.
Nope.
I'm going to say probably some linemen, so probably Michigan, because I know Blake Corum's on there.
Yep.
Texas?
Nope.
Oh, wow. Struggling. I'm going to say, is there any other Big Ten schools? I want to say Penn State, but I don't.
Yep.
Wow. Then I have no idea. SEC?
Yep.
LSU?
Yep, that's one of them.
Florida State?
Nope.
Florida? No, Florida stinks. Tennessee?
Nope.
Ole Miss?
Nope.
Texas A&M?
Nope.
I'm missing like a big name team in the SEC.
You're missing 2 teams not in the SEC.
Oh, not in the SEC. I think they were in the SEC.
I said yes to LSU.
Oh, okay. What are the other conferences?
Big Ten.
Another Big Ten?
Yeah.
What? Wisconsin?
No.
Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. Gophers?
No.
Oh. I really have no idea.
Who's the next logical team?
Gophers.
Who's the next logical team?
Still the Gophers. I don't know. Who's the next team?
Iowa.
Oh, because they probably have linemen.
I don't know. Maybe.
Iowa. Okay, and then who's the last one?
Iowa has...
Oh, it's gotta be
it's
Washington. Last team's Washington.
Cooper DeJean.
Okay. And then somebody.
And Torrey
punter.
Taylor, the punter. Yep.
Okay.
Washington was the last one. Yep.
Fun fact for you, Washington just lost their running back for the year.
Yeah, it's not good.
Tough.
I don't know if that's a fun fact, but
Which is a fact.
yeah, more of a fact.
More of a
So you got 12 from the Big Ten, 7 from the SEC, 5 from the Pac-12, right?
Yeah.
So you got Georgia's number 1 team, they got 4. You got Michigan, who's the second overall team, they got 2. Ohio State, they're at 3. So that's the top 3 teams. They have 9 out of the however many people are on it. Probably like 25 to 30.
Yeah, probably.
So they got a third of the guys on the first team. Do you think it's weird that the number 4 ranked team, the Alabama Crimson Tide, or 5, I guess LSU has 2. So do you think it's weird that Alabama at number 4 in the country only has 1 first team all?
First team. I don't. It is kind of. I will say this. It is kind of shocking, but I mean, I don't know. It's crazy because it's like you look at even Georgia. Like Georgia's defense is going to be completely new. Then Alabama's team is also reloading and stuff. So maybe it's just I don't know if they're just not for the first team. I guess.
Yeah, but their defense is completely new. They got a safety from Georgia on here. They got a linebacker from Georgia on here, and then they got Brock Bowers, and then the center.
Brock Bowers is very good.
Yeah. So 2 offense, 2 defense for Georgia.
Okay.
So
I do think it is kind of interesting. I think this will be an interesting telling year for Alabama because they really don't have that. I mean, they've always had like a star-studded quarterback. And maybe they'll have one towards the end of the year, but like going into the year, they never did. They never not have.
would you say, when would you say, so how many years did,
Bryce Young?
no, how many, oh, sorry, we're talking Alabama.
Who are you talking about? Stetson Bennett?
Yeah.
I think he was like 3 or 4. He was there for 6 years.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't know why I thought you were talking about Georgia.
No.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just interesting with all these teams. Like, I think, like, obviously, like, we don't necessarily know them. Obviously, they're 5-star recruits doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're bringing in more recruits after this year, whatever. But I think the biggest thing is, like, this year, I mean, like you just said, with that first team All American, like, obviously they have a tight end who was a great player last year, Bowers, for Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And their defense is reloading just as good. I mean, it just shows you the talent. And then it just begs the question of, like, these guys are so good and they're like so prepared because they're practicing against guys who are so good.
That's right.
Like, these teams are just getting better. You're practicing against guys who are NFL caliber players
You
if
think,
they get drafted.
Do you think Georgia's the new Alabama, or they haven't gotten to that point yet?
I think if they
because that was always the biggest recruiting pitch for Alabama was, oh well, you're going against all the 5-star guys that are going to be in the NFL in not that long. So, do you think Georgia has already passed that point, is at that point, or still has ways to go?
I think there's an argument to say I think they have passed them, and I think this year will show it again. I mean, they're literally now the team where it's like, I will say this, Alabama's schedule and Alabama's teams they play are way harder than Georgia's. Like, we can agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the difference is though when you're looking
this
at
year.
Yeah, this year,
sure.
But I'm saying, like, when you're looking at competition-wise, like this year, like, Alabama, you're going to go up against better competition. I'm not saying playing against the same guys is bad, but, like, there's going to be a ton of games this year with Georgia where by the third quarter, their starters are out. They're going to be smoking them by 50-some points. Maybe later in the year, they'll keep them in because they have to get used to that. But, like, there's not a lot of games. Compared to Alabama, it seems like every other week they're playing a team that's like, okay, this team has they're decent. They're decent.
They're above decent.
They're above decent. And like I said, I think it's different with both teams. Obviously, new quarterbacks. So it will be very interesting. I do think Georgia is the new Alabama for recruiting. I think Kirby Smart's done great, and they just keep getting more and more and more guys.
If you were a 5-star guy, where do you think you'd go?
Where I would go?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, first question.
Mm-hmm.
If you were a 5-star player, which position do you think you'd be?
I don't know.
Honestly.
I would say punter.
Really?
I would say that would be the best position. I think that would be a lot of fun.
All right, so say you're a 5-star punter. You're ranked number...
No, let's say you're a 5-star quarterback, because that's like an actual, like, that means, like...
Well, I mean, if you're a 5-star punter, you could probably go anywhere as well.
Right.
There's not that many 5-star punters.
Yeah, I'm saying if I'm a 5-star quarterback, to be honest, I'm actually probably looking at a team right outside. I think the difference with Alabama and Georgia is, like, they like to throw the ball a lot, so you're getting that pro-style teams. So, like, if it was a decision, I would probably say Georgia, just because here's the thing. It's like I said with your schedule this year, I mean, you're playing against a lot worse teams, so you're pretty much almost guaranteed to make it to the Final Four.
Pretty much, yeah.
But the hard part is with both of those teams, I mean, they have 3 guys who are 5 stars.
That's right.
Going against the best.
Okay, so back to the original question. You're a 5-star punter.
Yep.
You're ranked number 68 overall.
Whoa! Okay. I'll take that.
Where are you going to go? You're 5-star. You're the number 1 ranked punter in the country.
I can pick wherever I want to go.
Yeah, where do you want to go?
I think it'd be sick to go to UCLA.
Okay.
I think it'd be sick to go
Why
to UCLA.
UCLA?
My second team would be Florida. I think playing in the swamp, Florida's home field is unbelievable.
Really?
Yes. It's one of the best college stadiums in America.
Why is that?
The atmosphere. It was like Florida was like the first stadium that was like the biggest home field advantage, and now all these teams are like, okay, like Texas A&M expanded, and now they have 120 people, and then Mississippi State has the cowbell and all this crap. and Michigan has like 100-some thousand people. So I think you have to go to a place that's pretty big. I just wouldn't want to stay in the Midwest. I want it to be warm. I don't want to punt when it's 25 degrees.
It's going to be hot and sticky.
Yeah, ball goes farther, baby. We learned that in golf. Ball goes farther.
Yeah, I suppose.
So.
Okay. Interesting.
5-star punter, huh? That's crazy.
That's the position that you said.
Yeah. I don't like to get hit.
Anything else on the preseason All American teams? I did think it was interesting that Clemson literally was just like all over the second team. They got interior linemen on defense. They got 2 linebackers. They got all-purpose player.
Yeah, well, the all-purpose player, Will Shipley, is like, he's really good.
Right.
And he's been really good. I mean, this year will be a huge year for Clemson, because Clemson came out of the gates and they were like a top 4 team where it was like, okay, they're going to make the playoff. Mm-hmm. Now this year they have to play Florida State, they have to play Notre Dame, and they play North Carolina. Yes, North Carolina, Drake May, who's also the second team All-American, but like, that's a solid team. Notre Dame, okay, they have a little bit to prove too. Mm-hmm. They weren't very good last year. And then obviously Florida State could be in the Final Four if they beat LSU, and then they're up there. So I think this is and here's the thing with Dabo is I think it's now a point where it's like, like I said, the first few years, it was like, oh, Clemson's so nasty. Now they're DJ Agumgawali, whatever, the Oregon State kid. Mm-hmm. He's their Oregon State starter. They have a new guy who actually played last year, came in for him or took over for him, but I don't remember his name. He was a true freshman.
Cade Klubnik.
Yeah, Klubnik. And it's just like, I think this is the year where Dabo's like, okay, if you're going to be that coach, you're going to be that dominant, like, prove it. Mm-hmm. Like, you're in the conference where you should win that conference.
Are you calling him on the hot seat?
I'll put a caveat. I don't think any of these coaches are ever going to be on the hot seat. I think they're going to be at those schools until they want to retire. Like Nick Saban never will be on the hot seat. Mm-hmm. I think Clemson for Dabo, I don't think he'll ever be on the hot seat. Unless they have a year where it's like, okay, they win. They had 4 losses. Then it's like, whoa. So I don't think this year I would put them on the hot seat. I think they could have an average year. I think they'll still finish top 10.
But if a team loses 4 games, say one of those teams loses 4 games, mm-hmm. the coach would be out, or they would just be on high alert the next year?
I think high alert for next year.
So they wouldn't get canned.
They wouldn't necessarily get canned right away.
One significantly bad year.
Right. But I think it's like one of those things too, like, because you look at the Clemson, like, and the recruiting class they'll bring in. I mean, they're still bringing in 4 stars, 5 stars. It's like Ohio State. They've been talking about Ohio State, Ryan Day, being on the hot seat the last like 3 years because he can't beat Michigan. And it's like, I get it, but he's bringing in top 50 recruits every year.
That's right.
I mean, he's producing a good team. They just can't win that one game. Mm-hmm. So,
but isn't that his job?
100%. But that's what I'm saying. What the difference with Clemson is, I think it's one of those things where they're producing enough where it's like he's not on the hot seat yet. After this year, if he doesn't perform, I think there's talks about it. But who are you going to get to replace him that's better? That's always my question. It's like the same thing with Ohio State.
It's a great question.
Who are you going to get to replace Ryan Day that's better than Ryan Day?
I don't think anybody.
Exactly.
Probably not.
Exactly. That's my thing. So, and I mean, I get it. Sometimes you need a change up, but I just don't. There's only so many top tier coaches. When you look at Notre Dame's coach, he left and he went there and he was supposed to be unreal. They were stunk last year.
Okay, so who's in the top tier? Who's the coaches in the top tier?
What do you mean? That's on the hot seat?
No.
Well, so you have like Harbaugh. You have
all right, you get like the top tier, the top coaches in college football. Mm-hmm. Who are they? I would say Nick Saban.
Okay. I would say Kirby Smart.
Okay.
I gotta think about who the coaches are now. I would say Ryan Day is up there. I would say Jim Harbaugh's up there. I'm drawing a blank on who the LSU coach is.
That's
Isn't he the short guy with glasses? No, he's not the short guy with glasses.
No, it's the guy from Notre Dame. What is his name?
Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
I think Brian Kelly's a top tier coach. I also will throw, I don't know if I throw Dabo in there. I think I'll throw Dabo in there.
Okay.
But I would say after that, I think like the Florida State coach, he's okay. I think he's a good coach, but I wouldn't put him in the top tier. I mean, you got to win a national championship to be top tier.
Okay.
So
that's your criteria.
I would even say Brian Kelly's inching on the verge of top tier.
Okay, so is he or isn't he?
No, I'd say he's right in the second tier.
Okay, so
second tier, top 1.
There's 5 tier 1 college football coaches.
Yep.
What about Lincoln Riley?
Show me something. You play in the worst conference, and you haven't made the Final Four. And when you did make the Final Four at Oklahoma, guess what? You got smoked like 40-0. Mm-hmm. He's an offensive coach, which I don't think is a bad thing. And it would be fun to play with him, where you got these superstars that play with him. But I think you gotta, like I just said, you gotta win. Like, you're playing in a conference that's not very good. Next year, when they come to the Big Ten, that will be very telling for those 3 coaches. Mm-hmm. And PJ Floyd.
What about Sarkisian?
At Texas? Yeah, I think he's not done a great job. I think this is a prove-it year for him. I think he has all the talent in the world. And they're still, they have 2 quarterbacks who are very high-caliber quarterbacks. And they haven't really done a whole lot. Sorry, Sean Morris, but I don't think Texas is very good. They always have high hopes, and they don't perform.
What do you think about the Penn State guy?
James Franklin?
Yeah.
I think he's a solid coach. I think the hard part is he's benefiting because Michigan and Ohio State are so good that it's like, hey, Penn State, if you finish 3rd, that's very
You think he's benefiting or not benefiting? Because if Ohio State and Michigan weren't so consistently good, couldn't you make the argument that Penn State would probably be in the Final Four every year?
Yeah, I don't even think, but wait, what? I don't think Penn State will ever make the Final Four. I don't care what anybody says. I don't think they will ever make the Final Four. I think even if Michigan or Ohio State has a down year, I don't think Penn State will be able to compete with that next level teams. No. I think James Franklin's a good coach, but I just don't.
Is Brian Kelly still above him in your tiers?
Yes, Brian Kelly's still
number
5.
1.
Yeah,
he's 6.
He's 6. Did I do 5? Yeah, he's 6.
Yeah, you got Georgia, Alabama, Clemson, Michigan, Ohio State. Yeah, those are the 5. Is who you said. I think your top tier.
Yeah.
Those are the top, huh?
I think like I said, I think Lincoln Riley's a good coach. He's just too offensive oriented. They'll lose when they play these good teams. They'll lose because they can't play defense. And it was the same way in Oklahoma. I mean, he just tried to score a ton, which has produced top tier quarterbacks to go to the NFL. Like Baker Mayfield was a number 1 pick. Caleb Williams potentially will be. Jordan Addison will be fantastic. Jalen Hurts. I mean, you just look at it and it's kind of like one of those things where at some point, I'm not saying you have to be unreal at defense, but you have to play some defense.
You got to stop them at least a couple times.
That's the goal, so we'll see.
Okay. All right, there you have it. Only 5 top tier coaches. All right, folks, we're going NFL now. Last week we went through the AFC. This week we're going through the NFC. Mm-hmm. So we'll touch on each of the divisions, say over/under on each team's win total, mm-hmm. and then one individual prop bet that we like for each division. Well, you got some time. All right, so let's start with do you want to start with the NFC North or do you want to end with the NFC North? The division that we all know the best.
Let's end with it. I think we end with it.
Okay. Let's do the NFC South then. We're going to start with the Saints. Their over/under win total is 9.5.
I actually had them over. Okay. I think they'll win 10 games.
Oh.
I think that they're single-handed. I think they'll win that division.
Yep.
And I would put decent money that they would win that division.
Yeah.
I think they're the only team that literally in that division I'd be like, wow. Especially after watching how Bryce Young has played. I think he's going to struggle mightily in the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, here's my thing. Looking through their schedule, it's not good. Like, the teams that they're playing are not good.
Who won did the Buccaneers win it last year?
Yes, because they were the automatic entry into the playoffs. So the Saints finished 3rd.
Oh, last year?
Carolina was 2nd.
That's because they also had a ton of injuries. I think it will be very interesting too. Like, you have Derek Carr now, mm-hmm. who looks pretty good, and then obviously come game 3, you have Alvin Kamara is suspended through 3 games, so he'll be back game 4. Is Michael Thomas ever going to make an impact again?
Yeah.
Will be the decider. And I think Derek Carr's a good quarterback for him because Derek Carr was just with Devontae Adams. At one point, Michael Thomas was Devontae Adams status. When he led the league in receptions, 3 years ago before his injury?
Yeah.
And
here's the deal. So this is the beginning schedule for them. Just listen. Tell me where there's a loss.
Okay.
Titans at home, at Carolina, at Green Bay, home against the Buccaneers, at the Patriots, at Houston. Maybe at the Patriots.
Maybe at Patriots.
Otherwise, that's Dub City. That's
really bad.
I got them over 9.5. I got them at 11-6.
11 wins?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at their division. They could potentially go 6-0.
That's
very
right.
easily.
That's right. So yeah. You got the team that we're about to talk about, the Atlanta Falcons. They're projected the second most amount of wins in this division, and I think Desmond Ridder stinks.
He does stink.
Yeah. So you're telling me that that's the quarterback that is supposed to be the second best team in the division?
Yeah, that division's
Not
really
good.
bad. I mean, that division is just really bad.
Okay, so you got Falcons at 8.5 wins.
I said under.
Yeah.
I think they'll win 6 or 7.
I got them under at 7. 7-10 is my mark for them. The thing that's helping them is they finished last year. So that means that they get to play not very good teams. They get to play the Colts, the Bucks, the Cardinals, the Texans, the Packers. A lot of bad teams. The Bears.
Yeah, I still think that's crazy. I still think it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. They're bad teams, but still, like, I just don't think they're very good.
I think
is their defense good? Last year, I thought their defense was terrible.
I think they'll be better, but I don't think they'll be very good.
Yeah.
So 7-10, probably better than maybe I would expect, but it's because in part to their schedule, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Third, Panthers projected 7.5 is their over/under.
I said under.
Really?
I think after watching these few games of Bryce Young, holy moly, he's gonna struggle. I think here's the thing too. I think the weapons you have around him aren't bad. And their defense last year was solid. I just think, like, you watch them, so it's going to be growing pains with him. And I think it's just going to be a lot of growing pains.
Literally or figuratively?
Well, he can't grow. I don't think he's going to grow. But Shazam or Sham. Or what do you say? What do you usually? But I just think he'll struggle. I think short quarterback, he's going to have a tough time. And he's not very fast. I mean, he's a little elusive, but, like, he is not very fast. And, like,
what's the thing that he's best at? Is it accuracy?
Yeah. I mean, he's just an overall, like, college quarterback. He just read the plays, and he was just fantastic in that way. Gotcha. So I think the thing is, like, when you looked at college, I think he was fantastic.
Yeah.
But I think now when you look at it,
okay, so you have him under 7.5? Do you have him at 7 or?
Yeah, I would say they could win 7 because, like I said, their division. And we'll get to my next pick next, but I think they could sweep the Buccaneers. I don't think they'll split with the Falcons, and I think they'll split with the Saints.
Okay. I got them over 7.5 at 9-8.
9?
Yeah.
They have a chance to win the playoffs?
Potentially.
Or make the playoffs?
Potentially.
Holy moly, that is wild to me.
I got them beating the Falcons, beating the Texans, Colts, Bears, Titans, Buccaneers, Falcons, Packers, Bucks, and then whatever the first one was, I said the Texans. That's 9.
So say those again. Falcons,
Texans, Colts, Bears, Titans, Bucks, Falcons, Packers, Bucks.
So you have them sweeping the Falcons.
Yeah. I got them. I got the Panthers finishing second in the division.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, 9-8. I think that's over. They got good weapons.
Who? Miles Sanders?
Yeah. Miles
It's
Sanders.
a good weapon.
I mean, we'll see what Adam Thielen can do.
This is no offense to Adam Thielen. I think Adam Thielen's a great guy, good player, but like he's not a number one.
Well, Miles Sanders absolutely will be ready week 1.
Great. I hope he will. He's got talent.
Watch out.
He's got talent.
All right. Bucks 6.5.
I said under the Bucks.
Okay.
I think the Bucks are god awful.
Yes, I also have under. I'm at 6 and 11.
I just don't understand how they're so bad, and it's gonna be crazy too because you look at it. They're they have a good combination of wide receivers. I mean, Mike Evans is pretty good. Chris Godwin's solid. Obviously stays healthy, but like that's not bad.
No, that's pretty good. Baker Mayfield was just named the starting quarterback.
I know that was awful. There was clips of him, and it was just like, dude, what?
I mean, why not?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of have to. Who's their other backup?
Kyle Trask.
Kyle Trask.
Yeah.
Why is it Traylon Burks like this? Yeah. I don't know. I think the Buccaneers are bad. Poor Baker. Not really, but poor Baker.
Well, I think it'll be okay. I think he could start to get his career back on track. I mean, he's got the opportunity.
Yeah, he's got a chance at least. I mean, I think they're putting around him good weapons. I mean, he showed glimpses when he played of like, okay, he's decent.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is like your real chance.
This is a shot.
So we'll see.
Okay. So you got Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Bucks?
Yep.
Okay. I got Saints, Panthers, Falcons, Bucks.
There you go.
Okay. NFC West. Oh, sorry. Individual prop bet.
I said Bijan Robinson over 1,100.5 rush yards. I think he will be dominant.
Really?
They run the ball all the time. How can you trust Desmond Ridder? He stinks. And that offensive line is actually pretty good.
Okay. Interesting. I'm going Mike Evans over 875.5 receiving yards.
We'll see. Baker just got to chug it up to him.
I'm trusting Baker.
Mike Evans was a phenomenal fantasy player last year for having 1 reception for 1 yard for 1 touchdown.
Yeah, I mean he's had over 1,000 yards.
Oh yeah, he's good.
A bajillion years in a row. It's like 7 years in a row, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you tell me. I mean, here's the thing. I think it's a little harder when Baker Mayfield is throwing you versus Tom Brady, but tomato.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 years in a row. Every single year in his career, he's at over 1,000 years.
Yeah, but the last 3 years was Tom Brady. I mean, that's going to help you a significant amount.
Okay, what about the previous 6 then?
I don't even know who the quarterback was.
You got Jameis Winston. You got...
Jameis Winston used to throw for like almost 4,000 yards. I would take Jameis Winston over Baker Mayfield.
Look at that. My computer listened to me because I just started typing Buccaneers quarterbacks, and then one of the options was since 2014, 9 years ago.
So Josh McCown was his probably worst.
He
didn't have 1,000 yards, did he?
Jameis Winston, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Yeah, he did. Every single year. So since 2014, Josh McCown and Mike Glennon. So that was
1 year. Okay.
Yep. Jameis Winston, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
There you go.
Tom Brady.
I would take Jameis Winston, Tom Brady, and Ryan Fitzpatrick over Baker Mayfield.
What about McCown?
No.
I don't know, dude. Baker might shock you a little bit.
I do not think so.
We'll see. Plus, also 875. Literally, there was 3 years, I guess 4 technically, in the thousands. Everything else was above just 1,000, like above 1,100. So an extra little buffer there. Just saying.
Yeah.
All right, NFC West is next. We'll start with the 49ers. 10.5 is their line.
Over.
I also have them over.
12.
Yeah, that's what I have.
I would
12
take
5.
11.5 over. Not only does their division, 2 of the division teams stink.
They do. Yep.
I think the 49ers
Seahawks are definitely going to be a question mark.
No, Seahawks could be decent. I do agree with that. I think the biggest thing will be like, is Bosa going to come back and play? He's holding out for a new contract because he deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, well, Christian McCaffrey, can he play a full season?
Yeah.
You have your starting quarterback, Brock Purdy, who's decent.
Some question marks on the injury front.
Yeah, 100%.
On like the playing front, but otherwise they are going to be great.
Yeah, but I think you look at like their wide receiving core. Like I think George Kittle's solid, tight end. You have Debo who's solid, and then you have Brandon Ayuk who's solid. So I think you have the weapons for sure around them. I think they'll be obviously the best team. I mean, I think this year it's like, hey, they're looking Super Bowl.
Yep, probably. Yeah. All right. So we both got them at 12.
Yeah.
Seahawks are next at 8.5.
I have the Seahawks over. Nice. I think they'll win 9.
Hey, me
9
too.
or 10. But I do, because here's
we
the
are
thing.
Locked in, David.
I think the thing is with these two teams, I think the Seahawks and the 49ers will both sweep the Cardinals and the Rams. So that's 4 wins.
Right.
I think they potentially could split when it's at Seattle.
Yep. Tough place to play.
It's a very tough place to play. But I just think at the same time, like I think Geno Smith is not bad. He's solid.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're always right around 500. I think Pete Carroll's always been right around 500.
Yeah.
So I do think they can pull some out, and I think the Seahawks will be over 8.5.
Okay. I got them at 9-8 as well, so we're right on. Rams 6.5.
Under.
Okay.
I think the Rams stink. They stink.
What do you got them at?
I have them at 5.
Nice, me too. 5-12.
I really do hope Cooper Kupp can stay healthy because he's actually so fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But holy moly, they are bad.
There's just a lot of question marks, I think.
Well, I think it's the same thing as always. Like the thing was like last year. So it's like Cooper Kupp goes down, Stafford goes down, Cam Akers is here and there, and it's just like, what do you do after that? There's no depth. And the defense. It's like, okay, you lost Jalen Ramsey. Mm-hmm. You have Aaron Donald, sure, one guy who's always performing, but like that's what they used to be known for. Like when they made it to the Super Bowl, like their defense was so good. Yeah. Their offense was good. Their defense was so good.
Yeah, they were good.
So I just think they're falling apart. It's too bad.
I think they'll be okay.
At 5 wins?
Yeah, okay.
That's okay? It's awful.
I mean, not great, but...
It's bad.
Not terrible. Terrible. Not very good, though.
Are you foreshadowing your next pick? That's why you said not
Cardinals,
terrible?
4.5 is their line.
I said under.
Yeah, me too.
I think they'll win 4. Confident 3, potential 4.
I got 3.
I don't see them winning a division game. Potentially maybe once against the Rams. They are so bad. And so here's the question. If the Cardinals get the number 1 pick, is Kyler out? Is Kyler done? And you take Caleb Williams.
Dog. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay, they got their... I was, for some reason, thinking about the Texans.
No, not the Texans. Yeah, no. Cardinals.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So Kyler's done.
Yes.
Would the Vikes pick him up?
Kyler?
Yeah. Would you be happy if the Vikes picked him up? Because Kirk's on.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Kyler's also getting paid a lot of money, so...
Yeah. I think he's fun to watch run around, but dude, if
I don't
you
know
think
about him on the Vikes.
If you think Kirk Cousins pisses you off, that man would piss us off more by running in circles.
Probably.
It'll be interesting to see how he comes back too from his injury.
Yeah.
And now it's like,
and when he comes back.
Right. Who does he have? So like Zach Ertz is coming back from an injury. Is he even going to play? Maybe.
It'll be Marquise Brown.
Marquise Brown. You have Rondell Moore. Okay. You have James Conner. Okay. But you lost like DeAndre Hopkins. Your defense, I don't even know. Buda Baker, is he on the team still?
Yep.
So yeah, you have one guy. I don't know. I just think that's going to be a tough year for them. And I think they're fine with it though.
Yeah. Yeah, I got them at 3. They're not favored in any game this year, so that's quite interesting. And we'll see what happens.
That's probably the first time. That's probably the first and only
Probably.
team. Maybe the Texans.
I mean...
The Texans have to be favorites against like the Colts.
Yeah, it's tough. Colts at home.
Yeah.
It's tough to not be favored in any game.
Yeah, because you have to think your division has 1 or 2 games that stink, but...
Or a crossover game against another crappy team.
Crazy.
All right, what's the prop bet that you got?
I got DK Metcalf over 950.5 receiving yards.
Interesting.
I think DK Metcalf is a good receiver. I think now with Geno Smith, I think Geno Smith is actually a solid quarterback. And he can throw it a little bit, and I think they'll be competitive, so I think...
You don't worry about the new guy?
The new guy. Jackson Smith?
Yeah.
No, he just broke his wrist.
He'll be back.
potentially game 1, and I don't think that's. I mean, you've had Tyler Lockett there the whole time.
Yeah,
I think
now
Jackson
there's two
Smith
guys.
is one guy, yeah, but I think it'll be fine for DK. DK's still your guy.
They got 2 guys now, though.
I just said that. He'll still be the guy. That's great that they have 2 guys. Absolutely, DK Metcalf's the guy.
Yeah.
You just throw the ball to him. Dude, he's a 6'5" brick. Just throw him the ball and let him go. He's an animal.
Yeah, potentially. We'll see. I would think that there will be some level of balancing out between the 3. Not to say that DK won't be their main guy, but there's got to be a little bit of balancing out. They picked him for a reason. But my prop bet is Cam Akers over 775.5 rushing yards.
Gross.
I mean,
I hate it.
He's the main guy.
Yeah, but I don't think he can play a full year.
I think he can.
I don't think he can play a full year, and especially against that offensive line. And
they got to move the ball at some point.
This ain't gonna run. This ain't receiving yards included, my man.
It's 775 yards.
Hey, I'm just saying. I think Cam Akers is solid, and he's supposed to get drafted in fantasy football leagues.
Look at that, he beat it last year.
Yeah, he beat it last year. It's terrible.
Just saying.
Aye, we'll see.
I
think he has all the talent. It's just how will he come back and how will they play?
Yep, that's right.
Their team is.
That's all you need. Okay, East. Eagles 11.5.
I said the Eagles will be under. I think they'll win 11 games.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, wow. I got them over 12-5.
12-5?
Yep. Tied with the 49ers for the number 1 seed in the NFC.
There you go.
Cowboys?
I said Cowboys over 9.5. I think they'll win 10 games.
Interesting. Okay.
I think the Cowboys defense is very good.
I got them under 8 and 9.
And I think the addition of Brandon Cooks will be very good. And I think now that your running back position is solidified with Tony Pollard, you can just let him go. Before it was like, oh, we got to work in Zeke, who's washed. So now it's Tony Pollard's team in the backfield. And I think Brandon Cooks is actually not bad.
Yeah, I worry about their depth at running back.
Yeah, and I will say, well, Deuce Vaughn's not terrible either. I mean, at least he doesn't look terrible. But I also think there's also part of me where it's like, can Dak Prescott really be that bad? Potentially.
The answer is yes, he can be that bad if he throws it to the other team. That's not good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that they just have a hard schedule too. Like, they play at Buffalo. They play the Eagles twice. I have them getting swept by the Eagles.
I don't think the Eagles will beat them at home.
They play at the 49ers. They play at the Chargers. They play against the Jets.
At home?
Yeah, Jets is at home.
I don't think that's too bad, but...
I think I had them splitting against the Commanders.
What? The Washington Commanders?
I think so, yeah.
You must have thought they were pretty good after they beat your Ravens.
I'm just saying.
What? The Commanders?
Yeah, their defense. You never know. But yeah, I had them under at 8. 8 and 9. Giants, 7.5.
I said over. I think the Giants will win 8 games.
I
think the Giants potentially could split with the Cowboys. But I don't think they'll split with I think they'll split with the Eagles, actually. I don't think they'll split with the Cowboys, and I think they'll split.
You think they'll get beat by the Cowboys both times?
Yep. I think the Giants, this is a big year for Danny Dimes. I think God just got paid a lot of money. He showed that he can win in the playoffs. Saquon's back. Darren Waller, decent. So I think that'll be very interesting, yes.
Yeah, okay. I got them over as well at 8. So I got them and the Cowboys tied at 8. Commanders 6.5.
I said over. I think they'll win 7 games, though. Barely over. I think there'll still be some growing pains with them. I think, yes, their defense is better. Chase Young hopefully comes back for a full year. And then I do think their offense, now they can grow it, especially with Eric Bieniemy. I think they'll be a little bit better.
Yeah, I have them under. I got them at 6. 6 and 11.
What's their schedule?
The Commanders.
Yeah.
They play Cardinals, Broncos, Bills, Eagles, Bears, Falcons, Giants, Eagles, Patriots, Seahawks, Giants, Cowboys, Dolphins, Rams, Jets, 49ers. Cowboys.
You have them at 6?
Yeah. So I have them beating the Rams, the Falcons, Cardinals, Patriots, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Who else did I have? Wait, did I say these teams? Cardinals, Broncos, Bears, Falcons, Rams, and then find another one.
Well, you said they would split with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And then you don't think they'll win one against the Giants? You think they'll get swept against the Giants?
Yeah. Something like that.
Yikes.
Either split against the Giants or split against the Cowboys.
I think they start the year off very, very easy, so I think they'll come out the gate hot. Cardinals, Broncos, that's 2-0.
Yeah.
2-1, 2-2. Bears is such a hit or miss. I don't know how the Bears are going to be.
But the Bears at home.
Right.
So that could be 3-2. 4-2 against the Falcons. 4-3 against the Giants. 4-4 Eagles. 5-4 against the Patriots. 5-5 against the Seahawks. Giants. 5-6 Cowboys. 5-7 Dolphins. 5-8
Well, I think they could beat the Dolphins at home too. That'll be interesting.
Rams 6, and then Jets, 49ers, Cowboys, all losses.
Well, no, because you had the Cowboys losing the first one. You had them splitting with the Cowboys.
No.
And then you said the Cowboys lost.
Yeah, the Washington would lose. So loss.
Correct, but you had them losing that first Cowboys 1-2 on the road.
No, I had them winning that.
Count them again.
Jesus Christ. Win. Okay, 1-0.
Got it. 2.
2. Loss.
3, 4.
Win.
Loss.
Loss.
So you changed it. Yeah, you changed it up. That's fine. Hey, he doesn't know the schedule. That's okay.
What are you talking about?
You just changed up the Patriots 3 times.
I did.
They're not going to lose to the Cowboys. They're just not going to lose to the Cowboys.
I mean, wait. So the Commanders aren't going to lose to the Cowboys?
No, they are going to lose to the Cowboys. At least they're going to lose. They're not going to beat
Wait, are they
them.
going to lose or they're not going to lose?
Well, no, just know your numbers and look at the schedule and stop lying to the people. People want the truth in it. You said 6.5 under, and then you gave them 7 wins.
No, I gave them
6, 7
wins.
Yeah, but then you had
6-11. That's 17 games.
There you go. Roll the tape. Because the Cowboys apparently split with them, but didn't split with them when it mattered for the Commanders. Keep that in mind, people.
I don't know what you're talking about.
My pick, Jahan Dotson, over 4 receiving touchdowns this year.
Aren't they supposed to be back?
Book it. He's the only guy that can catch a ball. Terry McLaurin is not that great, and Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson's the guy.
Okay. I got Devonta Smith over 925.5 receiving yards.
Devonta Smith's supposed to be decent.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be elite this year.
You think he'll have a better year than AJ Brown?
Well,
I think he could.
Usually, you can always count on a couple, as unfortunate as it is, a couple injury appearances for AJ Brown. So that means Devonta gets thrust into the main spot. He had, what is that?
1,200 almost.
916 2 years ago, almost 1,200 last year. Literally, it's 925. So in his rookie year, I feel like nobody was like, oh my gosh, he dominated that year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right?
He had he had 7 more receptions than AJ Brown.
That year?
And AJ Brown had 300 more yards last year.
Right. So it's not like Jalen Hurts is trying to chuck it deep every time.
He did last year, yeah. And I think Dallas Goedert's a solid player too, so we'll see. I mean, they're the best offense.
Great offense. So I feel very confident about that one.
And their defense has exploded more now too, so I think they're the team to beat.
Yep, totally. Okay, NFC North.
The games that matter.
We're starting with the Lions at 9.5. 9.5.
I said under.
Okay.
I don't think the Lions will be as good. I think they'll win 8 or 9 games. I would give them 9, but I think they'll split with the Bears, and I actually think they'll split with the Packers.
Okay, wow. I got them at over 10-7.
Winning, I'm not necessarily winning the division yet.
Correct.
Damn.
10-7, yeah. I think just because the main reason is their schedule's a little easier.
Than the Vikes?
Yeah. Because they play Falcons, Panthers, Bucks, which we do as well.
They got the Chiefs up there.
They play the Broncos.
That first
do
game
we play
against
the Broncos?
Chiefs. I don't think we do play the Broncos. Because when we play...
Well, they play the Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos. And the Raiders. So we do as well.
Too. Who's the crossover then? They play the Cowboys, and we play the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah,
that's going to be a tough game. I wonder if it's at Detroit. I think Detroit's very, very good at home.
It's at Dallas.
Oh. I think it'll be that might be actually Thanksgiving. They usually play on Thanksgiving, I feel like.
Incorrect. They play the Packers on Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. Oh, both those teams just play on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be a very interesting year for them. I think Dan Campbell has them going in the right direction. I don't know if they're better on defense. Their offense sure is great, but like, are they better on defense? Their defense was the worst in the league last year, so it's like your offense could be great, but as you show, I think the people have such high hopes for them.
Yeah, I mean, here's my thing. The start of the season is very easy for them. They have Chiefs, which is an L, but after that, they go home against the Seahawks, win. Home against the Falcons, that's a win. At Green Bay, tough game, but I think they'll win that. So that's 3-1.
They're definitely benefiting playing the Packers early on in the season.
At Lambeau,
Green Bay,
yeah. Home against Carolina, that's a win.
Yep.
At Tampa Bay, that's a win. So after that, that's 5-1.
Potentially, yeah.
That's not good.
I think the Packers will be a toss-up, and I do also think the Seahawks will be decent. But I do think they can win both, yeah. Especially
Seahawks at home, yeah.
Yeah.
So 5-1, that's a pretty good start.
Yeah, but they got to go then to Baltimore.
That's a loss.
They got to go to the Chargers.
That's a loss. But then
Saints
they
away
play
is
the
tough
Raiders at home. That's a win. Bears win. Home against the Packers, potentially a win.
Yeah.
Bears and Broncos.
I definitely don't think.
I think realistically, we'll probably split with them.
Yeah, we stink when we go to Detroit.
Realistically, split, and we play at Detroit last game, so that could be very.
That's actually gonna matter.
Yeah, big game.
Yeah, hopefully it matters.
Okay, so I got him at 10-7. You got him under.
Yep.
At what? 9?
Yeah,
9-8. Vikes 8.5.
I said over.
Yeah.
I think Vikes win 10 games.
Easy 10.
Yeah. I think they'll win 10. I think that's where
10
it comes into play. Who will win the division? But I think that would be.
I have the Lions and the Vikings both at 10-7.
Yeah.
Which I think is realistic.
Realistic, yeah.
I don't understand why the 8.5. They probably didn't want to have 9, so they put it at 8.5. But that seems
for their schedule. What you're saying
for their win total.
You said they should have had them at 9.5.
I think that 9 is like the most likely. We have a harder schedule, but like at the same time, I don't know. We were at 13 last year. It just seems a little low for me, but that's fine.
We do have a tough schedule.
Yeah,
but
that's where we thrive.
We play the second Thursday night game.
Yeah.
At Philadelphia.
Yeah.
We about to get smoked.
We played Philadelphia last year on Monday night in like the second game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Terrible. All right, we're going Bears 7.5.
I said the Bears would be under. I think they're gonna win 7 games.
Yeah, we're
consistent.
Yeah, we're pretty locked in. I'm at 7 and 10 as well.
I would say consistent. I think
there's just so much question mark on them.
Yeah, right.
It was hard to figure out like, are they gonna win? Are they gonna lose? I don't really know because they could win or lose against literally anybody.
Yeah, and I think you have a new running back, Khalil Herbert, who's not bad, but your offense gets a little better with DJ Moore. I mean, Darnell Mooney's not bad either, but I think the biggest thing for them is just like consistency and like
they lost David Montgomery.
They did lose David Montgomery. Their defense isn't that great. I mean, I just don't think they have the weapons. And also, it's the same thing every year. Like, can Justin Fields throw a football?
That's right. That's a good question.
Like, he'll run for 1,000,000 yards. That's great, and he's a great runner. But like, at some point, you got to throw the football. So.
Yes, I agree. All right, so we both got them at 7 and 10. Packers 7.5.
I said under. I think they'll win 6 games.
Nice. All right, good team.
I also just hate the Packers. But I do think, I don't know. I mean, you look at their offense. offense or their defense is actually pretty solid, but then you look at their offense, it's the same thing we've been saying the whole time. Like, question marks across the board. Like Jordan Love, okay, this is your team now. See what you can do. Do I think they'll be horrible? No, I think they'll be in a lot of these games, but I think at the same time that's where their experience comes in.
Yep.
And I just think, I mean, you have two pretty good running backs that work together well. You have Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, who are solid, and then Christian Watson's young. They just have a younger team.
Right.
And so I think you got some decent games.
I think that's what the Bears and the Packers have in common. That makes it hard to determine if they're going to go over or under their win total, because we just don't really know.
Well, they just have quarterbacks who are just not proven yet. I mean, Justin Fields, yes, he had a great year, quote unquote, fantasy wise, but not really realistic. Like, not just a good year in general.
Right. He just ran for a lot of yards. Yeah.
So we have. Well, I have Vikings, Lions, Bears, Packers.
Yes.
That's what you have, but they're tied at the top.
No, I have Lions and Vikings tied at 10 and 7, and then the Bears at 7 and the Packers at 6.
Oh, well, I'm saying the order is the same. Isn't that the same order? Vikings, Lions, Bears, Packers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
same order, just different win totals.
Yep.
Yeah. What's your prop bet?
Amon-Ra St. Brown over 999.5 receiving yards. Okay. I think Amon-Ra is the second best wide receiver in our conference.
In our division?
In our division.
Yeah. Nice. See, that's funny because I had the line at 1,000.5, but that's the one I picked as well.
Over that too.
Over that in receiving yards.
I think he's quietly just solid.
He just gets a lot of receptions.
Yeah, so 106 receptions last year.
A lot of receptions means potential for a lot of yards.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Both of us are on that.
Yeah, and I think the thing about him is like he's a solid, going down as probably top 5-10 wide receiver, just in the league, and he's Jared Goff's favorite target.
You think he's top 5?
No, probably more top 10. I think he has potential to kind of get up there.
I think he's on the back end of 10.
I think he has potential to sniff that.
Yeah, he's right around 10, give or take 2 to 3 on each side. So like somewhere between 8 and 13 would be my guess. Without
who would you say he's
behind?
Well, he's behind. Let's say like Cooper Kupp,
Jettis,
Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill,
Devontae,
Diggs, Devontae,
AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb.
Do you think he's behind like Garrett Wilson? I think he's in front of Garrett Wilson, but
no, I think he's in front of him. Yeah.
So he's probably around 9.
That'd be 9.
I could say you could confidently say he's 9 to 10.
I think you could make the argument for Keenan Allen.
Yeah, the hard part. I mean, it's the same thing we've been talking about. The part with Keenan Allen is he's never played a full season.
Yeah.
And I know you can't predict injuries, but I'm saying like for him that definitely plays a part.
I would say at this moment, I think there's a very good likelihood that Amon-Ra could be above him in not the distant future. But I think overall right now, I think Keenan Allen I would say is better.
Yeah.
Than Amon-Ra.
1,500 yards. Yeah, that'll be an interesting year.
I don't know if there's anybody else that I would consider above Amon-Ra. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Would you take him over Jalen Waddle?
I would take Amon-Ra, yes. I think Jalen Waddle's solid, but I would take Amon-Ra over Jalen Waddle.
And Devonta Smith?
I would take him over Devonta Smith too.
Debo?
Absolutely.
DK?
Yep.
DeAndre Hopkins?
Yep. I mean, T. Higgins? Yep. Garrett Wilson? Yep.
That's all I got.
I mean, I would say he's top 10.
So 9.
Yeah, 9. I think he's pretty good at 9. I mean, here's the thing. It'll be very interesting this year. We brought up Devontae Adams, but like I think it'll be very interesting to watch how he plays. I mean, you have the worst quarterback you've played with in a long time.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, Jimmy G, we'll see what happens. But I think, yeah, I'm expecting big things still from Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think he's just, like you said, he gets so many catches.
Yep, totally.
So
I agree. Anything else you'd like to say about the NFC, David?
No, I think this will be an interesting year. I think it'll be interesting to see how the Vikes played. I think if the Vikes don't make the playoffs, I think then there's real talk that they move on from Kirk.
You think they're not going to make the playoffs?
I'm saying if they don't.
You think that's a realistic possibility?
I hope not, but anything can happen.
Okay, so you got them at the
so you got
potentially 4 seed.
Potentially Lions, Eagles, Saints, 49ers. And then how many more teams do you have? 2? 3? So I could say
7.
Cowboys, potentially Seahawks, and then we would potentially be 7. That's why I said if we don't make the playoffs, yes, that's potential.
Wouldn't be great. That'd be very disappointing.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
Very disappointing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I got.
All right, nice. Good job.
It's coming up.
Okay. Well, shall we do Fave 4?
Fave 4, there it is.
Okay. Would you like to describe the topic?
The topic is, for this Fave 4, top places you'd want to get a gift card for. And we said the amount would be like a $50 gift card.
Yeah, the amount will be a $50
Will be a $50 gift card.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Do you want to call it in the air?
No, I'll flip it. Wait, did I flip it last time?
No, I flipped it. You got it right. Heads.
Nice. Tails. I'll go first. Target. Easy. Boom.
That was actually my 4th pick. I'm going to go Amazon.
4th?
Amazon, and I'm going to go a Visa gift card.
Okay. I'll go with...
There's a caveat to Target. Narum shops for groceries at Target. I don't shop for groceries at Target.
1,000%. I get everything at Target.
Yeah.
I'll go with... Dick's Sporting Goods.
Okay.
And because also caveat, you can go to Golf Galaxy, you can go to Dick's, you can go.
No. You have to pick one. We're not doing this caveat.
It literally is in the same family. It's not a caveat. I'm just making sure that everybody understands that you can use a Dick's gift card at Golf Galaxy.
Right.
It's under the same umbrella. I just wanted to make that clear to everybody that's going to be voting. And then I'll go with Nike.
I'm gonna go with Home Depot, and I'm gonna go with an Uber gift card.
I'm more of a Lyft guy myself.
Absolutely not a Lyft guy. I don't even have the app.
My 4th one is going to be. This is gonna be. I got a couple of good ones. I'll go with. I'll go with Starbucks. All right, so you want to say your 4?
Yes, my 4 were Amazon, Visa, Home Depot, Uber.
Ooh, Lowe's, huh? You didn't want
That
to
was
give
the
them the
option. No.
bump up? That was if I took Home Depot.
No, I was just spitballing names.
Oh. I got Target, Dick's Sporting Goods, Nike, and Starbucks. You got an honorable mention?
I was gonna say I think Best Buy gift cards are decent because everything's so expensive there, but.
My other option was Total Wine.
I didn't even know you could get gift cards.
Oh yeah, yeah you can. All right, keep an eye out for that. We'll pop that on there and
Yes, sir. Thursday.
Vote it up.
Yeah, vote it up. See what happens.
All right, 3-3.
Yeah, 3-3, like we used to say. Peace.
So bye.